friends got mad at me. I think that I did my best. I'll try to do better next time.
Why are the items in the I want to be column in application 1 important for you to work towards?
Well, improving his rate of being tolerant is good for a person because he can adjust to any situation. He can know how to deal with different kind of people, and he can be able to understand the weakness of others as well as the defect of others. Okay.
Feedback is sometimes hurtful or perceived as unjust. Think of a situation in which you received feedback that you felt was unfair. How did you respond to this feedback? What could you have done to make the criticism as a positive motivation for you?
Well, other people misunderstood me because they have been having I have been having feedback that I cannot express myself well. But being a tolerant person, I would be able to understand them, and I consider that kind of feedback as a positive criticism because by means of that I can be able to learn how to express myself well, and I can be able to explain things in a straightforward manner so that I could be easily understood and could adjust to the situation.
It is important for me to work with this column as described in column number 1 because it helps me boost my personality development on being to be the right person that I wish or want to be. For number 3, oftentimes comments of friends or feedback was quite hurting when people say that I am not as pretty as my mother. What I did is I took up engineering and be somebody that everybody looks up to be the first lady civil engineer of the province. Simple. I took it as a challenge to move on.
As a cook, I receive a lot of criticism, especially on the food that I'm preparing. To make it a positive motivation for me, I challenge myself to meet the expectations of my chefs and customers by listening to their suggestions and giving the best outcome that I could give. Because I'm a friendly person, so sometimes I want to be comfortable with strangers to create more friends.
The items in the I want to be column in application 1 important for you to work towards.
Oh yeah, to be pleased with my appearance, of course. Well, it's a science. Well, in order to blend in, it's not only that you need to act, it's you need to look. You need to look good for you to blend in. Well, that would be all for question number 2.
So,
Proceed with the other.
feedback is sometimes hurtful or perceived as unjust. Think of a situation in which you received feedback that you felt was unfair. How did you respond to this feedback? What could you have done to make the criticism as a positive motivation for you?
Oh yeah, you know what? Let's not talk about that. That's kind of private. That feedback thing. No, let's just cut that.
Why are the items in the I want to be column in application 1 important for you to work towards?
Well, with them, I would like to be able to spend my future if I were to pass them. I believe I could be more than what I am today.
Okay. Feedback is sometimes hurtful or perceived as unjust. Think of a situation in which you received feedback that you felt was unfair. How did you respond to this feedback? How could you have done to make this criticism as a positive motivation for you?
I remember any such event happening to me, but I would like to think that I would respond fairly and without much criticism. But I would believe that I was in the rights and they were in the wrong, and politely tell them.
I want to boost my self-confidence to join some activities, especially here in school. Other people think that I am not that skillful enough to help and participate in some activities, but I used it as a motivation to become a better person someday.
Why are the items in the I-1-B column in application 1 important for you to work towards? Feedback is sometimes hurtful or perceived as unjust. Think of a situation in which you received feedback that you felt was unfair. How did you respond to this feedback? What could you have done to make the criticism as a positive motivation for you?
In our life, sometimes we need feedback from other people, but not all the time they will give you a positive thoughts about yourself. I remember when I was on grade 10, our teacher chose our section to compete with other schools. During our practice, our teacher think that we can do it and they're losing hope on us. But in the end, we proved to them that we can be on top because out of 8 participants, we got second place. And that's because we work as a team and no matter what they say, we don't let them to put us down. In our life, sometimes we need feedbacks from other people, but not all the time they will give you a positive thoughts about yourself. I remember when I was on grade 10, our teacher chose our section to compete with other schools. During our practice, some of our teachers think that we can't do it and they're losing hope on us. But in the end, we proved to them that we can be on top because out of 8 participants, we got second place, and that's because we work as a team and no matter what they say, we don't let them to put us down.
The most important thing that I should work on is my self-confidence. Because when I was facing a lot of crowds out there, I felt nervous at the same time, disappointed with myself because I know in myself that I can do it, but it treated me a lot because of my stage fright. But I know that I am confidently beautiful with a heart. As we all know, feedback is normal. It depends on how we deal with it. Just like my experience when I won in a beauty pageant, then someone told me that I am not deserving for the title. I know that I did my best, but for them, it wasn't enough. I felt sad at the same time disappointed. But because of them, I am able to gain strength to continue what I am doing right now because that makes me happy.